Hey friends, welcome back to SoundstageEDU, the podcast where we fight for the fine arts, shine a light on the behind-the-scenes chaos, and equip you with the tools that you actually need to thrive in this activity. Today, we're going to go all in on contest readiness. Students, directors, parents, boosters, all of it. We're going to leave no stone unturned. And if you're heading into marching or performance contest season, this is your one-stop reality check, because I've been there with you on both sides of the fence. But before we dive in, do me a favor, hit follow wherever you're listening. There will be more about this conversation. Share this with a band parent, a fellow director, or that percussion kid who still forgets their sticks. And if you need free resources, email templates and guides, survival guides, checklists on what to do going into contest season if you've never done that before, head over to my Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/SoundstageEDU. That's buymeacoffee.com/SoundstageEDU. I've got contest day checklists, booster guides, and survival tips ready for you to download. And I say it like that because I fully intend to get all of those in there. At the moment, as I'm recording this, they are not all finished, but they will be there. So just keep that in mind. Buymeacoffee.com/SoundstageEDU. We have resources there for you to make your lives easier. So let's jump right in and start with the students. Let's talk straight here. I'm going to say a few things you already know, but I'm going to say them anyway. Contest days are not normal rehearsal days. Your adrenaline is higher. Your nerves are high. Some of you even have panic issues in there. But here's the deal. The audience judges you before they ever hear a note. And so do the field adjudicators, the ones standing on the track wearing the polo shirts and the khaki pants. As you're marching onto the field, or even as you're just approaching the field to get ready, they're judging you already. They're forming an opinion. Posture, focus, presence. If you come out there looking like a pro, you'll play like a pro. Don't rely on mom to pack your bag. Lay it all out the night before. Uniform parts, shoes, gloves, reeds, sticks, mallets, whatever you need. That is your job. When you make it to the bus, set the tone. I'm not saying it has to be funeral quiet, but don't force your director or the chaperones or whoever is on that bus with you to play babysitter. Show maturity. And when you hit warm up or performance, just breathe. Trust your training. Judges are not looking for perfection. What they are looking for is discipline, consistency, musicality. In short, you are ready. You've done the work. Show them. I just had a quick conversation with some of the students in the frontline ensemble. They were lacking in confidence. They were lacking in, I don't want to say ability, but that's kind of what it looked like. They were lacking in the ability to play out, to just trust their instincts, to trust their training. And so I told them, you know the notes. Even though you're carrying the music around like a crutch, you know the notes. You know what's coming. And this is why, because, we're high school students, so I gave them a little science. And I basically told them that the brain is an amazing thing. Did you know that your brain literally remembers everything it sees and learns? It never forgets it. It lives forever in your head. The issue lies in access of said information. So I gave them the roundabout discussion of that, and it worked. They played the runs with confidence in the mallets. I got a young drum set player to finally play out. He was brand new. He'd been playing maybe a year, according to him. And I said, you're green. I get that. But you're sitting behind this instrument because somewhere a director realized that you had the personality to sit behind this instrument. And I need you to step into that role. And I need you to act like you own that drum set and play out. The goal here is to have your director tell you to back down. He's never going to ask you to play louder. But they will ask you to back down if you become too much. So let's go for that. And you know what? Everything changed. Across the whole line of keyboards, the percussionists and the back line of the front ensemble, everything changed. Because they know the work. They know the music. They just needed someone to come along and encourage them to prove it. So if you're a student listening, share this episode with your section group chat. I guarantee you that somebody in your line, in your section, needs to hear it. Yes, I'm a percussion guy, but this applies to the winds as well. And I know a thing or two about them. You know the music. Put air through your horn. Play with confidence. There's nothing more eye-opening. I wanted to say irritating. I don't think that's the right word. But there's nothing more noticeable to a judge than when they're walking that line or you guys are marching by and somebody is not playing. That sticks out like a sore thumb because they are right in your face. They hear it. Granted, up in the stands, nobody notices that. But nobody likes a hole in the music. Play every note. Put air through your horn. You know it. Don't be afraid to prove it. Even this morning, I heard the director tell a trumpet player to back down. And at first, they're like, I would love everyone to come up and match him. But if they don't, you will need to back down and join them and their output. Those are good problems to have. But we need everyone to play. Don't let the nerves get to you. You know the music. You know the notes. You know your instrument. Prove them that you are the expert that we believe you are by putting you in that position. Now let's go on to the parents, especially the new ones. This one's for you. First, buckle up. Contest days are marathons. Early call times, long bus rides, hours of waiting, and then 12 minutes of performance. Pack snacks, sunscreen, water, maybe a cushion for those bleachers. Heck, get yourself one of those chairs. I saw some at Sam's for like $20. I bought 4 of them, so you can do that. They also had some at Aldi, I believe, in the aisle of shame. You know what I'm talking about, parents. Get something to make yourself comfortable in those bleachers. It's going to be a long day. Now, secondly, quite possibly most importantly, remember this. Your kid does not need your critique after the show. I don't care what your background is. I don't care how experienced you are. I don't care if you're wearing 5 rings from Drum Corps International because you're a world champion. Do not critique your kid after the show. They already know what went wrong. They know. It's weighing on them heavier than you realize. What they need now is a hug, a smile, maybe a Gatorade. But be their safe place for the moment. Especially if they did have a bad show and you know that. They don't need your reinforcement that they had a bad show. They need their parents. They need their advocate. Be there for them. And if you volunteer, and I hope you do, play your role. If you're a pit crew, focus on pushing equipment, not coaching music. If you're sewing uniforms, stay in your lane. The directors and student leaders are in charge. Support. Don't second guess. And cheer. Cheer loud, cheer proud, but cheer for the whole band, not just your kid. That unity matters. And parents, I've got a free marching band parent survival guide waiting for you on my Buy Me a Coffee page. Go grab it. It'll save you a headache or two. There's a few checklists in there. I do these things just to make your lives easy because I've been there. And sometimes when I'm sitting behind this microphone, behind this monitor, I have a little more clarity to really think these things through. That's how I help you. Now for the directors. And we can wrap the staff into this as well. I've been there. Contest season is where you earn every ounce of your paycheck. Granted, there's much more to your job than just bringing your band to marching band contest. So you still got concert band, you still got chambers, you still got ensembles. But this is where you're most noticeable. Step 1. Set expectations early. Don't assume your students know how contest day is different. Spell it out. Behavior, warm-up etiquette, and what happens if they step out of line. I saw that happening a lot today at a program that I am working with. There's a lot of rehearsal etiquette issues going on all of a sudden because we have a contest coming up and they're getting lax. They're goofing around. And I heard the director have to raise his voice to get these kids' attention. And you know what? Sometimes you have to do that. And I know this director has great protocols set in place for these kids, but they're not following them. That happens. That's part of your job. That's part of leaning on your staff to go out there on the field section by section and get things in control. Which leads me to step 2, behavior management. You will always have 1 or 2 kids who test you. And I bet you already know who those kids are. Handle it fast. Pull them aside, set the boundary, and move on. That's the most important part for you. Move on. Don't dwell on it. Don't keep bringing it up. Set the boundary and move on. Don't let one kid derail the ensemble. Don't let one kid derail you and get you out of your zone. Step 3, delegate. You can't micromanage every bus, every meal, every uniform. Empower your staff and your boosters. And staff and boosters, if you're listening, step up on this. If your director is the one chasing ketchup packets while your brass line warms up, you're doing it wrong. Empower the people that have come along to help you. Don't merely make suggestions. You are the director. Direct. And then lastly, model calm under pressure. A bus will be late. A mic will fail. A uniform seam will pop. If you panic, the kids will panic. They may not show it on their faces, but inside, they're melting down with you if you are melting down. So show steady confidence, even while you're fixing things behind the scenes. And directors, just like everyone else, I'm going to be uploading a contest day checklist for staff on the Buy Me a Coffee page. So download it, customize it, using it to meet your needs. Maybe there'll be some things on there you haven't thought about. Maybe everything on there are things you've thought about. But now you'll have a document that's printed out and you'll be able to save yourself some gray hairs in the future. And trust me, at my age, I've got a lot of gray hairs now because of this. Now the boosters. You've heard me say this time and time again. You've seen me post it in social media time and time again. Boosters, you are the backbone. You're the backbone of contest season. Your job is logistics. Trailers, props, uniforms, meals. Build systems. Use checklists. and plan backups. A forgotten prop can and will cost your program points. Now, here's the important part, boosters. I need you to really listen to me here. Your job is to support, not control. I will say that again. Your job is to support, not control. Directors lead. Staff leads under the director's leadership. Your role is to take weight off of their shoulders, not add more stress. Feed the kids, hydrate the kids, anticipate needs. A cared for parent comes back to volunteer again. And remember, contests are PR moments. Wear the shirts, wave the banners, represent your program well. That includes your behavior as well. You're adults, act like it. Other schools are watching. And so are your future recruits. And I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about parents that want to step into the role to help boost the program. So booster presidents and volunteers, I've got a booster quick start guide on my Buy Me a Coffee page, just in case you haven't officially organized your booster group. So grab it and run with it. Now, here's the truth for everyone involved. We don't talk about this part enough. Emotions will run high. Some kids will cry. Some kids will have a full-blown meltdown and panic attack. Some parents will complain about scores. Judges will say things that sting. And I need you to understand, all of you to understand, that this is absolutely normal. Scores, those are opinions. You're not scored by a machine. You are scored by a human being. They may miss things. They may misinterpret things. They are opinions. Now, they are very good at what they do. They take countless classes to do what they do. And most of them are giving their weekend away to judge your kids and help educate them, to help point them in a better direction. But they are opinions. And this is what happens. One week, you're first. The next week, you're last. That doesn't mean you got worse. It means that judging is subjective. Teach your community to value growth, not trophies. And here's another thing about scores. Judges will set a box score. At least it's what they called it when I was in that position. The box score is the top score from the previous run, previous competition. So essentially, that means, and this ties right into the tagline of this podcast, every contest, they have raised the bar. So if you don't raise the bar accordingly in your program, your scores will drop. But that doesn't mean you got worse. That means the box score changed and you just didn't make as much progress as you should have. And the directors know this. They take that into consideration for the following rehearsals. I need everybody to realize, if your score drops, it doesn't mean you got worse. It just means you may not be making the progress that they're expecting the region to make. Which means judges are hard. And most of all, the real win isn't in the medals. It's not in your score. It's not in the placing. It's the discipline, the teamwork, and the artistry that you build along the way. It's who you become as an ensemble during this journey that is the real win. The trophies, man, they're going to tarnish over time. Well, they might not tarnish. They're probably all made from plastic these days. but they're not lasting. You know what it is? The culture that you're shaping, the culture that you're learning, that will last forever. So if this episode is hitting home for you, follow SoundstageEDU. Share it with your band community and check out the free guides and resources on the Buy Me a Coffee page. Every download, every follow, every share helps me build tools that will help you. Every listen expands our reach. Every share gets this information in front of everybody that needs to hear it. And there's a lot of you out there that need to hear it. This isn't about me. This is about you guys. This is about the arts. This is about raising the vibration within the fine arts community in order to be noticed more and respected more and appreciated more. So whether you're strapping on a drum, sewing a last-minute button, pushing a marimba, or wrangling a trailer full of props, remember this. Contest season isn't about winning. It's about showing up prepared, respecting the process, and celebrating the work that got you here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Go follow SoundstageEDU on your favorite platform, wherever you're listening. Share this with your band family. Go grab the free resources that you need at buymeacoffee.com/SoundstageEDU. And until next time, keep raising the bar. And I will see you out on the field.